So the pictures that we taken out here today will be while the vehicles in motion or these animals are in motion. You never know when they could appear or even disappear out of view. Now we are finding ourselves in the Little Ituri Forest. Up to the left-hand side, you'll see those bongos. Up on the right-hand side, the okapi. Now, both male and female bongos have those big long horns pointing down their body, making it very easy for them to maneuver quickly through the bushes. They are known as the ghosts of the forest and are very rarely seen. Okapis have those black and white stripes on the legs, very similar to a zebra, but they're actually not related to the zebra at all. They are the closest known relative of the giraffe. Even though they are not tall animals, they have very similar ears and an 18-inch long tongue. They also have those ossicones on the top of their head. Now off to the right-hand side, the greater kudu. The greater kudus are the second tallest antelope here on the reserve, standing about 5 feet in height at the shoulder. So that one is a female because she's got no horns. Only the male kudus will. Now up the hill on the left-hand side, underneath that tree, you'll see that black rhino. Black rhinos reach about 3,000 pounds at speeds of 35 miles per hour. These animals are incredibly resilient and virtually indestructible, well except at the hand of humans. Back in the 1950s, there were 500,000 black rhinos existing in the world. Today, there are less than 5,000 black rhinos, with their numbers dwindling each and every day. Really goes to show you how much these animals are being hunted down and targeted for their horns, how much protection they so desperately need. We are headed out of the forest and down into the Safi River. Always a popular spot for the Nile hippo. Now there are a couple different watering holes up ahead. I'm actually making my stop a little bit farther down the river where we are going to get a better view. Look on the island there, there's actually a white-breasted cormorant. They actually have the ability to swim underneath the water to fish the fish meat. That's a great view right there. Hippos can remain submerged for up to 8 minutes at a time before needing to come up for air. Even though they're excellent swimmers, they do prefer to just sink down and walk along the bottom of the river. At night, they'll come out on the banks and graze and eat on average about 80 to 90 pounds of grass a night. They are nocturnal animals and are very territorial. On land, they can actually reach speeds of 20 miles per hour. A baby hippo, when it's born, is about 85 pounds, and by the time it's fully grown, can get to 5,500 pounds. Also on the island are those pink-backed pelicans. Even though they are gray and white birds, during mating season, their feathers turn a nice shade of pink color. You also notice the slight discoloration in the bottom half of these rock walls. That's because hippos will mark their territory by flinging their feces. Down below are those Nile crocodiles. They reach about 20 feet in length and can emit over 2,000 pounds of bone-crushing pressure per square inch in their bite, making it very easy for them to overcome prey much larger than themselves. Oftentimes, to see them there, their jaws wide open. We do that to manage the excess heat and regulate their body temperature. Please make sure your children are being fully seated at all times. On the right hand side there, you'll see that baobab tree, also known as an upside down tree because it looks like its roots are up in the air. Baobab trees can go leafless up to 9 months out of the year. They are known to live for thousands of years and can get up to 60 feet in diameter. Now we are crossing over into a completely different ecosystem. The savanna landscape is one of my favorite views of the entire reserve. The Serengeti grasslands stretch for hundreds of miles across East Africa, serving as a superhighway for millions of migrating animals every year. Lots of animals call the savanna their home, including lions, elephants, zebras, different types of antelope, and a giraffe. At the bottom of the hill here, you'll see those water bucks. They're hidden in the grasses. Off to the right-hand side, they are a shaggier brown antelope. So they're female because they have no horns, only the male water bucks will. Now, water bucks have an oily secretion in their skin that make them virtually waterproof. It also makes them a little bit smelly. Unlike other species that have to mark their territories, water bucks do not. Their smell will do the job just fine. Up ahead on the right-hand side by those termite mounds, you'll see those Ankole cattle. Those long horns are about 4 to 5 feet in length from tip to tip and about 20 inches around. Underneath the den there, up on the left, you'll see that pack of African wild dogs. They are crepuscular animals, meaning they're most active at dawn and dusk. They live in packs anywhere from 5 to 15 adults, up to 27 individuals. The pack's led by an alpha male and an alpha female. And it is the alpha pair that serves as the main breeding pair of the pack, with their gestation period lasting anywhere from 60 to 80 days. Now, typically it's a little bit less. They can have anywhere up to 21 pups in one litter. Unlike our domesticated dogs that have 5 toes, African wild dogs only have 4. Now, even though those horns appear to be really heavy, they're actually super light, having a honeycomb-like center that allows blood to circulate and regulate their body temperature. We're also passing by all these termite mounds. They get as hard as concrete baking out here in the Savannah sun. Dull downs like the one to the right serves a good perch for any antelope looking to get a good view of the tall grasses for any lurking predators. Off to the right-hand side, you're going to see those white-bearded wildebeest and those smaller brown antelopes with those white bellies. Those are springboks. Now, white-bearded wildebeest get their name from the Afrikaans word meaning wild beast and have one of the largest migrations, about 1.5 million wildebeest. They're also referred to as the gnu, spelled G-N-U, referring to the grunting sound they make. Now, the springboks there are the smallest antelope here. Despite their small size, they can pronk up to 11.5 feet up in the air. Now, that's about as big as they are going to get. You can easily tell the difference between adults and adolescents based on looking at the length of their horns. Now, if you're not quite sure what exactly a pronk is, it's just another word for a repeated jump through the air. Their backs will be arched, their legs will remain straight. Typically, a behavior you'll see when they're excited or startled. Now, wildebeest and springboks can both reach speeds of 50 to 55 miles per hour, almost as fast as a cheetah. Up ahead are these Maasai giraffes. Now, reaching 18 to 20 feet in height, giraffes are the tallest animals. A baby giraffe right after it's born is about 6 feet in height. Now, these are all Maasai giraffes, one of 9 different subspecies of giraffe. Now, that long tongue of theirs is about 21 inches in length and is prehensile, which means that it's very similar to a human head and very finger-like. As you can observe, they can actually stretch it out, wrap it around. The giraffe also has the ability to lick the inside of its own ear. Now, a giraffe's heart is about 2 feet wide, weighing about 25 pounds, giving them the highest blood pressure of all mammals. And like I said with the okapis, the things in between their ears are called ossicones. making our way down into Monkey Point. We call it that because of a troop of mandrills that have taken it over. We're also heading into the outskirts of elephant country. And up ahead, by the watering hole there, you'll see that African bull elephant. Now underneath the trees there to the left, you'll see those mandrills. There's a few back by the tree line. The one with a very bright blue and red bottom, that is actually the largest in the troop and have the brightest blue and red colors. In the middle, just make sure your children are fully seated for me, please. Now, male mandrills reach close to 100 pounds. Females will be a little bit lighter, weighing about 30 pounds. They are known for the bright blue and red markings on their face and body. Picking bugs off of each other is a daily routine, and that strengthens their social bonds. Now, I can easily tell that that one is a male elephant or an African bull because he is all by himself. Females and the babies will be off on their own. Well, I suppose we should have crossed our fingers for that one. Alright, well, now that we have made it over the scary bridge, let's just move on until that didn't happen. I'll come back later with some duct tape. We'll see evidence of an elephant migration down here. Down to the tusks first into clay and the footprints on the ground. Elephants like to rub their tusks up against that clay. It's a good source of nutrients. Both male and female elephants have those big white ivory tusks, making them very easy targets for poachers. Unfortunately, the greatest threat to elephants are us humans, either through poaching or habitat encroachment. The scientists are working hard on studying elephant communication and better hopes of understanding how these animals interact and what they need to survive. Now, if you look closely, you actually notice that she's got a nice layer of dirt all over herself. Actually, they all do. That's because elephants have very sensitive skin. So they flap their big ears, which regulate their body temperature. And they use chunks of like dirt and dust and mud all over their bodies, which protect them from the sun, acting as a sunscreen. Elephants are also covered in a thick, coarse black hair, which makes the mighty pachyderm a mammal. Now, baby elephants typically weigh about 300 pounds when they're born. Try carrying that around for 22 months. Yep, that is how long an elephant's gestation period is, just shy of 2 years. Now, young elephants typically spend about 13 to 15 years with their mother, having the second longest child compared to humans. Now, once that male elephant reaches maturity, he'll be separated from his herd, either on his own or in a smaller bachelor herd, because unlike other species that rely on the dominance of males, elephants are a matriarchal society. Exactly like I was just talking about the young elephant over there, kicking up the dirt, flinging it all over himself. Like I said, this is a herd of females and they're young, led by that matriarch. She's going to be the oldest and the wisest in the herd. Now, greater flamingos are born a gray color, and it takes about 1 to 2 years for them to develop those pink feathers. They have a diet consisting of brine shrimp, which is rich in beta-carotene. And it is beta-carotene in the shrimp that give them that lovely shade of pink. They're actually the tallest of all flamingo species and the lightest shade of pink color. Ooh, now coming up on the left, all these white rhinos. This is mom and baby. Mom's over rolling around in the mud. Now, white rhinos, much like black rhinos, are being hunted down for their horns, which are very valuable on the black market. They're actually technically not horns at all because they lack a bony core. They're made of keratin, the same material found in human hair and fingernails. Now, fully grown, that baby's going to get about 5,000 pounds, a little bit larger than the black rhino that only weighs about 3,000 pounds. Now, they get their name from the Afrikaans word white, not meaning white because they're actually not white in color. It's a mispronunciation of the word meaning wide, referring to their wide mouths. Where to the black rhinos, they'll have the prehensile lip or pointy end figure like the tip. Now, their size and the shape of their upper lip is actually the only difference between black and white rhinos. Despite their names being black and white, they are actually both gray in color. It's just a little bit difficult to see underneath all that caked on mud. Similar to the elephants, it helps protect them from the sun. Now, if you look straight back towards that back left corner, you'll actually see those two cheetahs laying down in the middle of the hill there. Oh, one's just getting up. One just got up. You can see her walking. There's actually two of them. And now reaching 60 miles per hour. That does make cheetahs the fastest land mammal, but cheetahs are sprinters, so they can only maintain that speed for a couple hundred yards. They use their tails to maintain balance and rely on their eyesight for their hunting. Now, cheetahs are the largest cats with non-retractable claws, making it easier for them to grip the ground as they run. They're also the largest cats that can purr, even though they're technically not considered a big cat, at most they're about 125 pounds. Alright, now it looks like there is an animal on the road up ahead. Just going to sit here for a moment. If anybody has any questions, feel free to yell them out. I'll try and answer them. Oh, now on that top Kobe rock, and then in the middle here, you'll see those lions. Female is down below, male is up top.
Oh my gosh, right there.
Lions remain inactive close to 20 hours during the day, coming out at night to do their hunting, unlike the cheetahs who are daytime hunters. Now, contrary to popular belief, it is actually the lioness that does the hunting. Male will stay back and protect the pride. More white rhinos were in the bushes there to the right-hand side. Up on the right-hand side, those smaller brown antelope are bontebok. Bonteboks were hunted nearly to extinction and now only exist on reserves like this one. And there is another lioness right there on the lower Kopi rock underneath the tree. Warthogs are the largest burrowing mammals, using their big tusks and hooves to gather burrows. Having two tusks there, a large top pair and a smaller, sharper, slightly more dangerous pair underneath. They can actually reach speeds of 35 miles per hour, as fast as a rhino can charge. Up ahead are those whiter antelope, those are addax, then those ostriches, and these Grant zebras. Now, Grant zebras, you can tell, are black with white stripes from their black noses and the black stripe down the middle of their belly. No two zebras have the same stripe pattern, similar to humans and their fingerprints. Each one is unique. Now, the addax there in the middle, They can go indefinitely without a drink of water, getting the water they need from the food that they eat. Those longhorns are also about 3 feet in length. Now, despite the fact they have wings, ostriches are the largest flightless birds, yet they reach speeds of 40 miles per hour, which does make them one of the fastest animals on 2 legs. Now, if you head over to the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail, about halfway through the trail, there's a different subspecies of zebra called the Grevy zebra. Now, Grevy zebras are actually white with black stripes, and you can tell from their white bellies. Now, underneath the tree there on the right-hand side, you'll see that scimitar horned oryx. Now, like the Bontobac, they too are unfortunately extinct in the wild, only existing on reserves like this one. Their bodies have adapted to the high heat desert environment which they live in. They have specialized kidneys which help them retain water, keeping them hydrated for longer periods of time. They can go weeks or even months without a drink of water. They also have a higher body temperature, reaching 116 degrees. Now, once they surpass 116 degrees, that's when they will begin to sweat. Now, sadly, this does bring us to the end of our safari.